States President Donald Trump has threatened to deploy military forces in Nigeria if the alleged genocide against Christians is not stopped in the country. Guys, when I saw this, I had to literally take a pause, read again and again and again to grasp the true context of what he was saying. But that is not important right now. So actually, what happened? In the past few days, there has been a lot of conversation both here in Nigeria and internationally about insecurity in the northern part of the country and the issue of religious killing. And this conversation escalated after the President of the United States, Donald Trump, made a public statement where he designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Now, according to him, there is ongoing mass killing of Christians in Nigeria, and he described the situation as an existential threat to Christianity in Africa. Now, this announcement didn't just come randomly. For months, some US lawmakers and Christian advocacy groups have been pushing for the United States to take a stronger stance on Nigeria. In fact, in September 2025, Senator Ted Cruz introduced the Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act, which calls for sanctions against Nigerian officials believed to be enabling or ignoring this killing. Now, this bill cites figures claiming that since 2009, over 52,000 Christians have been killed and more than 20,000 churches have been attacked or destroyed by extremist groups like Boko Haram, ISWAP, and armed militias operating in the north. It is also important to note that this is not the first time Nigeria has received this designation. In 2020, under Trump's first term, the United States listed Nigeria as a country of particular concern. But in 2021, under President Biden, Nigeria was removed from that list with the argument that while insecurity was bad, it was not religiously targeted alone. Now, Trump has returned and the designation has also returned. And he added that the United States is ready, willing and able to save Christians around the world. He also directed some members of Congress to begin investigation and report back to him on what actions should follow. Now, here at home, the reactions have been mixed. Some Christian organizations and advocacy groups welcomed the announcement, calling it a long overdue hope, hoping that the external pressure will force the Nigerian government to tackle insecurity more decisively. But others, including security analysts and political figures, are warning that this move can have serious diplomatic consequences. Because once a country is labeled as a country of particular concern, the US can impose sanctions, restrict military cooperation, or reduce access to advanced weapons. And like it or not, Nigeria currently depends heavily on the US for certain military equipment used to fight terrorism. The federal government has not released a full official response yet, but sources close to the presidency say diplomatic talks are ongoing. And as at the time of filing this report, President Tinubu is expected to meet with Trump in the coming days to address the situation. Now, here is where I really want us to pause and think. I understand the concern. I understand the urgency. The killing in the north have gone on for far too long. They have affected everyone, Christians, Muslims, and the innocent communities who just want to live their lives in peace. Lives have been lost, homes have been destroyed, and families have been displaced. But we also need to ask ourselves, is bringing in external military intervention the solution? Because history has shown us that when big global powers intervene in internal conflict of other countries, it doesn't always end cleanly. We've seen examples in Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, and Syria. The intervention begins with the intention to protect or restore peace. But years later, Uncle, those countries are still dealing with the after effects. I'm talking instability, dependency, damaged infrastructure, and social divides that take generations to heal. And I believe that nobody understands a home better than the people who live in it. We, Nigerians, know the root of our problem. We know the network. We know the sponsors. We know the political complexities. Our leaders know where the shoe is pinching and who is causing the pain. So the question becomes, why has it taken external pressure for us to confront what we already know? We have been shouting about insecurity for over a decade. And the truth is, if we as a nation, especially those in the position of power, decide to take responsibility, prioritize human lives, and address this issue from the root, we can solve it. Because beyond everything else, we still have something that many countries in conflict zone have lost: I'm talking peace of mind. Even with the economic hardship, even with the insecurity in certain regions, we are not living under the sound of constant bomb blasts. We are not running from missiles. At least, it is not as bad. So before we agree to anything that could escalate into conflict, we need to think deeply, react calmly, and decide wisely. I've spoken a lot. But with that, I have brought today's gist to an end. But the conversation is not over. Guys, let's talk about it in the comment section. My name is Mariluwa Olajide, and until next time, stay safe and stay blessed.